What is up, everyone? Welcome to Max on Deck, and today it is Tuesday, December 29th. How you doing,
Last
Chew?
stream of the year.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
I very selfishly decided that we shouldn't have a stream tomorrow.
We didn't really have anybody set up. And I was like, man, it's hard to get people to come on during the holidays. And like holiday breaks, I'm usually in another world for most of the time. I've been playing a lot of Cyberpunk. Just might be back for round 2. We'll have you back because we haven't had you with Osiris. We'll get you back. Yeah, do you want to explain why we're not going on stream tomorrow?
Yeah, so if for those of y'all who don't know, I'm a big college football fan and specifically a big Oklahoma Sooners fan. And tomorrow they play the Florida Gators in the Cotton Bowl. And it starts at exact same time that the stream typically starts. And I was like, hey, I would like to watch that and, hopefully see Oklahoma beat the crap out of the Florida Gators. And yeah.
I'm with you there. Being a Bama fan, down with the Gators.
True.
Although not OU, sorry, A&M should have been in before Notre Dame in the playoffs. Just saying.
It is the Cotton Bowl, Andy. It is the Cotton Bowl. Sponsored by Goodyear. Company that uses no cotton.
What was the one? It was the San Diego County Poinsettia. No, the Credit Union San Diego County Poinsettia Bowl or something. It was some ridiculously long name. But yeah, and we try. We're bringing in the new year. We've got
San Diego County Credit Union Poinsettia Bowl.
Yes, there it is. So it's good to take a little break, relax. We have a big stream tonight, obviously, with Keyboard of the Year happening. We wouldn't miss that tonight. But tomorrow, suggest finding there are plenty of streamers that are on Wednesdays. We definitely suggest you check them out. I believe Apiary is on Wednesdays as well, so definitely check her out as well. But yeah, we've got that, and we're going to be talking about kind of looking forward to next year, what we want. But let's start with some mail day, some what's on your desk, and how were your holidays?
Ooh, you want to go first? You want me to go first?
I'll go first. So first off, holidays were great. Spent time on Christmas Eve with my parents. So got to hang out with them for a little bit. Enjoyed that. Got to I drove my dad's car for the first time. And for those who don't know, I'm 28. So I've been driving for 12 years. And my dad acted as if I have one of those dads that doesn't matter how old you get, he's going to treat you like you're 15 and don't know how to do anything. Love him to death. Great father. But he was like, he's like, oh, okay, like make sure you just ease off the brake a little bit. Remember, you don't need to put. And I was like, you realize I know how to drive.
Realize I've been driving for quite some time,
for 12 years.
What car does he have again?
Oh, some Lexus. I don't know. He's it's like a coupe, or it's like, I guess it's a coupe because it doesn't have 4 doors, but it is a 4-seater. But it's because he doesn't know how to eat bananas. So yeah, he does not know how to eat bananas.
True.
Completely.
These are facts.
So, but other than that, it was good. We spent it here. We discussed many months ago about going and visiting my in-laws, but after more discussion and as the pandemic has grown worse, we decided that it was not smart to do that. So they live close, like about 3 hours away, close. So we met at the halfway point and exchanged gifts, and kind of was like, let's keep it to 5-10 minutes, no hugs, whatever, sanitize, and then brought them back and then did like a a Zoom, a Google Meets call for Christmas the following day. But Christmas we made tamales that were delicious. We never tried making tamales, so that was fun, and just had a good time. We watched the 12 Days of Keebsmas stream. It was great to see that they hit their goal. It was crazy to see how many times their goal moved up. It was impressive. I'm glad that for anyone who watched it was a really fun stream. Bueno, Stray Chroma, Chat versus Everything, and Keeb Noob all did it, and it was just a really fun time hanging out with them. And just it was fun to watch. It was a really good content across the board. So congrats to 3D Keebs, I believe, Keeb Noob and Jinly Bean on setting all that up and having a very successful donation run. Mail. So I got something that I didn't even expect to get until like earlier or later this week. But I support, one of our awesome partners. He has bought both a Baka and a Squid 60. And I figured I would return the favor. So I bought a bumper with one of the coolest boxes. Not even one. To me, it's the coolest keyboard case box that I have ever seen. This thing is fucking amazing. Unreal. I will do the full unboxing. I will be building this a week from Saturday. So very excited to get that one going. In terms of keyboard stuff, for the holidays, I didn't really ask for anything. I got some ceramic tweezers. So that was nice because I had not had like normal ceramic tweezers. So if you don't have ceramic tweezers, you should get them. But I got here. I'll stand up. I'll show it.
Ooh, new chair.
New chair. So excited. My back is way more supported as I have back problems. I'm a heavier guy and I hurt my back in high school a few times. So ergonomic back support is a big deal for me. This is the Ergo Chair 2. Enjoy it. Is that a GMK camping shirt? No, this is just like Old Navy. They're like, yeah, nature. I buy all my shirts from Old Navy.
They're like,
and then
they typically are just like, yeah, here's a cool looking design that has
I have
like
a shirt.
zero meaning. Let's just
I have
a
shirt. Yeah, bang for buck, dude. It's like you wait for the sale. It's like buy 8 shirts for $7 a piece. I have a long sleeve. I have like I've worn it a lot on stream. It's it's kind of like a salmon pink long sleeve shirt. It just says Utah on the back with some mountains. People are like, "Oh, you like Utah?" I'm like, "Yeah, just this is a cool colored shirt and it's long sleeve." What's up, Bueno Builds? Speaking of camping, on my desk is the Crown TKL private buy by Blind Assassin, who is the designer of the Styrka, the co-designer of the Baka 60/Squid 60. Yeah, so it's got 98 gram creams. Probably my second best space bar behind the Singa, because I was able to put like a pound of lube on it. And, that is it for me.
Nice. Well, for me, my holidays were also very good. I have a young nephew. He's about 15 months old, so it was really his first Christmas to actually like understand what's happening because he was very tiny last year. So I got to spend a lot of time with them, my brother, and my sister-in-law, and yeah, it was really cool to see a little kid like opening up gifts and getting excited. Like I can't wait for him to like as he gets older. Um, it's gonna be more and more about him like opening gifts on Christmas and seeing his reaction than it will be for like anything that I get. For me personally, I got some things for my car. I got a new car a couple of weeks ago. I got some detailing products and stuff. So I'm gonna try to keep my car as clean as possible. Do wash, wax it, the whole nine. So got some stuff for that and got some other little things. My mom actually got me this interesting 12 days of Sockmas, which they're all socks from themed after the Nightmare Before Christmas, which is pretty cool. So I've been opening those each day. It's nice to get 12 pairs of socks, and it comes with like a little fun game. Um, but as far as mail for keyboards, I got something in the mail that I have been waiting for quite some time. Something that I've been very excited for or excited about since it was announced that round two is going, and that's Metaverse 2. And again, box game on point. This isn't even like this is the box for the box. Like, open it up. I haven't opened any of these yet. Got your spacebar kits. Got your novelties and your other novelty-ish things. And then you still got your base kit. So pretty freaking cool experience. Shout outs to Krellbit and everyone over at switchmod.net for getting this over. I picked it up yesterday. It arrived. So I'm excited to get this open. I think I'm going to use this on the build that I'm doing this weekend, which is going to be a Forever 65 by Drifting Bunnies, Drift Mechanics. It's a prototype. He built one on his stream a couple weeks ago. I will be building the other one here on Saturday at 2 p.m. So that will be our next stream. It will be the first stream of the year. So come hang out with us on Saturday as I put that thing together. And then as far as what is on my desk, I'm back to the Sirius. Old Faithful. I think other than my Orange 75, this is my like longest owned board.
Yeah.
So it's got
yeah, because you got that a couple weeks before the Bacchus came out.
Yeah.
So
it's like my
did you get that before the OSA?
Yeah, because remember my OSA had to get redone.
That's right. It was like bent in half.
Yeah. And as said, Sirius on with Bingsu is goated. It's like my project keyboard board. It's a project keyboard Sirius with Bingsu by Project Keyboard. It's got the Nolive cream switches in it, which apparently are like super sought after now because people want the color. I'm like, dude, just buy creams and put 63.5 gram springs.
It's the same switch with a different color. Calm down.
Dude. What people are into amazes me, which I'm sure we'll get into a little bit now here after this. But yeah, I love this board. It's great. It's felt amazing when I built it back a little over a year ago. And it feels great still. So lovely board there with the Sirius.
Whenever here in about 3 years, hit me up. I'll happily get some white hair color paint. And I fit the build for Santa. So hit me up. I'll happily do that. Just the couple days before, get your brother to hit me up, and then I'll just like come over with a giant bag and put them out, and they can like catch Santa and like really sell that, and then never tell them. Just ever.
They're like at my wedding, and you're there. They're like, "Is that Santa?
Is that Santa Claus at the wedding?" It's like, yeah, dude, we invite everybody. Yeah, and quick shout to our sponsors. We'll hear more from them later, but Dixie Mech, SwitchMod.net, Project Keyboards, and Canon Keys, followed by our awesome partners, Zap Cables, Smith Rune, and Type Beast. Awesome people. So last week we did kind of the look back. I do apologize. A couple people reached out, and I thank you for reaching out. If I seemed a bit off, especially towards the end of last week, I was having some bad dental issues that I actually was like at 4 a.m. later that night, was like driving to an emergency dentist. So I'm fine. by the way. I have a fake tooth, and so when my teeth shift every now and then, that fake tooth sits there and just doesn't fucking move. So when my teeth are shifting, it's like, no, fuck you, hold strong. And that causes lots of pain. And then I was fucking with it all day because, I don't make good decisions. And so I was just like, just make it to the end of the stream. Literally, it was like, and we're done. And I turned my camera off. Like, went to go ice my face. So, but thank you to the people that reached out because they were like, you seemed off. I was like, I was. I was on the struggle bus. So, but anyway, looking forward, I posed a couple questions to Osiris earlier. I wanted to go a little off the cuff today. We didn't have these questions planned or anything. We're going to look back only a little bit, as we don't need to look back too much at 2020. It was fun streaming wise, but all in all, 2020 is a year that we'll be okay moving out of. But looking forward to 2021.
Yeah. And obviously super appreciative of everyone that's found our stream this year, that's been part of our little like crazy community and all the guests we've had. It's been super awesome to have. But as Chewy said, I am personally very excited to get out of what has been somewhat of a hellhole of 2020 and into the brighter days, hopefully, of 2021. So we have a couple things we're going to talk about. We're going to start off with what do you hope to see in 2021 that you didn't see in 2020 or years prior?
That's a difficult one because where we're at, I feel like it's hard to imagine what else you want, right? It's like well, I wouldn't mind seeing more. I'd love to see some more 60% boards. that'd be great, Let's move over. We've got enough 65. We can chill on the 65% for like 3 months. Let's put a pause. But I'd love to see more tomfoolery with the 75% because there's so much you can do. I'd love to see some. We're already starting to see it, but let's go for we've got these 65s. Everybody's making a damn plastic 65, an injection molded 65%. Let's go for an injection molded TKO, maybe an injection molded 60%. Something fun. And that's not to say that 65% aren't fun. They're just not fun for me. I really like, we kind of finished strong. I like that Olivia themed board. Like, I like the idea. I'm not the biggest fan of GMK Olivia in general. But I love that idea that we have like an entire board. Like they did it with the milkshake and now Olivia. Like, I kind of like that. Like, let's do that, but maybe like something a little more plain, in my opinion. That would be great. Kara is a 60%. Okay, sorry. You're not wrong, but I don't like HHKB, so I'm just picky.
Chewy wants an injection molded plastic board that fits his preferred layout.
Like, the 2 layouts I don't like are the 2 that are available.
HHKB doesn't exist to me either. That's funny. Chewy picking him. Also, hello DR in our CR. I don't know. I don't know what, if that's missing like vowels. Then I don't. You know how there's like Colt's name, he's got the V instead of the U. Some people just leave him out. Maybe that's what that is. Who knows? Only him. Or her. But for me, I think it's weird because if you look back in years past, there have been like pinnacle boards of the year that have ran and have have run and delivered in the same year. And unfortunately, with the way things went, I feel like we didn't really have that as much. And boards that are like crazy good that people are like super stoked about. F1 8X is a obvious contender, but I don't think that that's necessarily on the same level as like the Bauer was last year, or the um what else, the Satisfaction 75 round 2 last, or Satisfaction 75 last year, right? Where it comes out and it just like hits super hard, right?
Yeah.
F18X, even though it is a fantastic board, is kind of like, it kind of like worked its way up. Like it felt like it was a low murmurs thing that people started to see it. People started to see it on streams. They started to see it online, and then now people are getting really hyped about it. I don't know if there's really been a board that has really changed the way that we look at keyboards this year.
Yeah, I think honestly, I think we're kind of, I want to say overrun, but it's definitely with at many, a couple of years back it was like Keycolt and TGR, and now it's kind of, it's like we've diluted a little bit. It's there's so many good things that are out, and then there are so many other things that are still very, very good, but maybe just aren't hype, that we've gotten so many good things that it's hard to, when we see all these, the next 65% gasket mount board, it's fine, but is it better than the Bauer or the Iron 165? It has to be significantly better than the boards that are already out, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because even if it's as good, it's like, it's not, it's another one. But on the 65% scale right now, you've got 3 boards that haven't budged since they released, with Keycolt, Bauer, and Iron. We've got 3 boards that have not budged and are probably not going to be pushed out of the way anytime soon. And that, they've got that on lockdown. So putting anything else up in there, you'll get, if you get put in the conversation, congratulations, you made a good board. But
Yeah.
you're not getting people excited, super duper pumped about it.
Yeah. Well, and I think it leads into what I want to see in 2021 is a board that comes in and is like the Bauer or the Iron, where it's like, okay, now everyone has to have gaskets in it. Or like the Sat 75, where it came out and then all of a sudden everyone's like, okay, now I need knob or screen, or knob and screen. Like, I want to see that, and I have high hopes for boards like, boards we talked about last week with what we were excited for in 2021. The Lodestone, the Evolve, those boards that are a little bit interesting, and that are and it's funny, everyone in chat's like talking about, I think the only one that like was announced and delivered in the year for the year is the Vega. Like, Thermal was last summer. Chimera 65 was last summer or last fall. Like, these boards were all great. Like, there wasn't a ton of Chimeras. Thermal was open and is a pretty freaking good board, and people are super excited about it. But I don't think it's necessarily, the leaf springs that they did are necessarily to the level of like gaskets. Maybe it needs more time. Maybe it needs more boards to put it in to see the true realization of those leaf springs. But yeah, I want to see something that kind of like comes in and creates a new like hype style.
You want those feathers ruffled.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm thinking, I'm like, honestly, of the boards that were released this year, I'm trying to think of, like, 7V is something that's been talked about a long time, but it's not going to be here until, maybe, hopefully February. I haven't been following it. The Keycolt stuff ran in December and that shipped out, but like Keycolt obviously was kind of put on hold for a while because they're trying to make their own damn boards. Like, that makes perfect sense. It's cool to see that the number 265 is starting to pop up. The Iron 180, I'm not trashing the Iron 180, but it's obviously built on the back of it's built on the coattails of the Iron 165.
Those two examples are inverses of each other. It's like same but
Yeah.
bigger, same but
Yeah.
smaller.
Same but smaller. The the Bauer rerun, it's like, well, yeah, it's a rerun. So a lot of these hype Satisfaction V2s, one of the biggest releases this year because the first one happened. So, we'd like to see new stuff. I think this was kind of like, it's like 2019, everyone saw a lot of cool shit come out. And then early 2020, we saw a lot of that stuff. Like we saw the hard work of 2019 in 2020. And then it was like, cool, let's do this again. Which I don't blame. The Bauer 2 is different. It's improved upon. I'm sure if they ever do an Iron 165, it'll be improved upon. The key Colts were improved upon. Yeah, JO2s, those did get shipped, so I do stand corrected. We do have one that came out, but again, coattails.
Well, those are, but that's what I'm saying. Like those are not boards. Like while those are both great boards, and I'm sure people are wanting reruns, you're not seeing repetitive like begging for those to be rerun. And it might just be that they haven't had enough time to develop that. But you looked at Sat 75 at this same point last year. Sat 75 was like, oh,
I mean, they were getting
my god, yeah.
Like it was either this time or like in 1 month of like in January. It was right because it was right before Meg Madness when all the hype really started growing. So yeah, apologies. JO2, correct. Great board. But again, obviously it's a new board and had to be approached differently than the JO1. It's still like, let's say for whatever reason, the Bacchus 70 goes crazy. Well, it's not, I didn't make anything new. I just am riding off of the tails of the fact that something else was made. That's not to say you have to redo everything. Making something new, the reason you're even able to make something new is because something has existed beforehand. But, I think one of the biggest shakeups that's going to happen soon is the Bauer Light. I think that's going to come in and really just kick down the door of what people think is great in the hobby. And I think it's going to be a board that, I'm not saying that as someone who's sponsored by Dixie, soon to be Omnitype. I'm saying that as someone who's typed on a Bauer, and honestly, I think it's one of the best boards out there right now in terms of feel and sound. It's just fantastic. But I think that board, if it can be a lot cheaper, and the fact that he wants to keep that in stock or at least do monthly runs of it, I'm like, you're not only killing the aftermarket because people are going to be able to keep going for it. You're about to make what could be just as good as all the other high-end boards, just lighter.
Yeah, true.
So
I mean, and that has been kind of like the motive of the tail end of 2019 and into 2020 is like you said, these injection molded boards, these plastic boards that are super bang for your buck. Like if you just want to get into something, you want to get in fast, not pay a ton of money, get a super quality product. Those are all awesome, and I cannot wait for the Bauer Light, because I think, like I said last week when we were talking with Quakums and Jay, I think a lot of people are really excited for the GMMK Pro. The Bauer Light's doing a similar, like, checking similar boxes. Obviously, it doesn't have the knob, and it's a different layout. But in terms of mounting style, class, like it's
no knob, no deal.
Yeah, it's like it's the same ideas of bringing that gasket feel to a much lower price point, and it's from someone that is very reputable in the hobby. It's a ton of experience, and not that GMMK Pro is going to be a complete shit tier thing. We just don't know, right? Like with Dixie, we have history to back it up. So I'm real excited for Bauer Light into 2021.
Yeah. I'm excited for just different boards. The one board I know I'm really excited to get my hands on is the Evolve. I was talking to Osiris recently about how I was like, I've got Cyrus and I have collected and we've amassed quite a number of boards. So it's starting to come to it. It's like, well, what next, right? Well, if you want something, what next? And the Evolve is probably that board for me, because that's just one that's very interesting and it's very unique. And it's one of the few boards that, other than something that I might design for myself, or co-design for myself, which, that's a whole nother story. I think the Evolve is something where I'm like, I love Nathan. I want to support Nathan. But two, it's something different, something unique. It's something that I don't have. I've got polycarbonate. I've got a stacked acrylic. I've got top mount. I've got gasket. I've got the exact board that I want because I've made it. What else do I want? Well, I want something different. I want something unique like the Evolve.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I feel the same way about the Evolve and then uh the Lodestone, right? You know, doing crazy things, changing the way design looks aesthetically and changing the way that it functions. I think it's something that I feel like was somewhat lost this year, and I think it's not totally like not saying that anything that came out this year. There's tons of fantastic boards this year, but it wasn't like it didn't feel like the mold was necessarily pushed quite as far as it we've seen in recent years. So I'm excited to see that moving forward into 2021, and I want to put a cap on that, and I want to move into what do you want to see going away? What do you not want to see in 2021 that's here right now?
How much do we need? Yes, I do have salt in my drawer next to me at all times. Andy Wynn said it fucking first, foremost. I don't just say JWK linear this number. That's all I fucking need.
Dude, we don't need a new color of the exact same Switch every time we change like if there's not a change, don't change the color. If it's a different material, cool, right? But like make one Switch and make it in that color, and then okay, you have another color for a different weight. You have another color for a different weight. Like this is a tried and true method, right? Gatoron yellows are different weight than Gatoron blacks. Gatoron reds are different. like why can we not have a like
I don't even care either. It's like, so I've got, it's like, so do you like alpacas? I'm like, I don't know, dude. I use a different spring. So no. So first off, no, I don't, because I don't like the spring weight, but I like the housing and the stem. But half of that feeling, the sound and the feel is going to be smoothness feel, not actual feel of like how it's typing. So yes, I've got alpacas. I've actually got it. I haven't shown this off in a while. Ooh, almost dropped it. So this is my OSA with cafe on it. With some cool. I haven't shown these artisans off in a while. I've got a little Grogu, my caffeinated bear, and this cool little Mandalorian cap. This is my work board. But it's got alpacas in it, and I'm like, they're fine. They're JWK linears because they've got 89 gram springs in it. So the second you swap the springs out, they're no longer insert whatever the fuck name it's called. Do I like alpacas? Yeah, they're fine. I think I don't film them. I don't. That's one thing that like, it's one of those like I don't care about filming at all. I don't think to me personally didn't make a difference to me. I tried it and I was like, cool, whatever. That's the same. And it's all this extra work for what to me, I don't see or hear the difference. But I'm not going out and buying more JWK switches because of that. I've got my 2 linear boards. I'm having 3. I've got a third one up there. But I've got JWKs. I've got creams. I'm good. I don't need anything else. So, but yeah, I'm actually very excited because I'm getting this board Cerakoted in a cool brown color to match Cafe Sam. So that'll be a fun little project because I'm getting my personal squid Cerakoted as well.
Why? Why does this? These are the same Switch. Well, I guess these are silks, but pretend these are like alpacas, right? These are the same Switch. Why are they different colors? Like, I get it for silks, right? Those are prelude. That makes sense. But like this to an alpaca to an H1, right? Spring weight, I get it. Make it a little bit easier because one of my biggest things that I hate is when people are like, dude, mauves suck, but alpacas are great. And you're like,
It's the same damn thing.
you're
Society,
talking about springs there at that point.
Society 3 brings up, it says, with all due respect, don't see what's wrong with getting your favorite switches in the color you want, to be honest. I get that. It is cool that the hobby is to the point where if you want something in that specific color, that's great. I'm glad you have it. This is more of these are all personal feelings towards it, right? Like, I don't care. I would be, if someone came up to me, if someone sent a message said JWK is quitting with all the different, we're just releasing these colors and these are the spring weight to match the color, I'd be like, awesome. Now I'm not going to get confused. But if people want their favorite color, that's great. No, I'm glad you have it. It makes it very difficult when people are asking you personally, what switches should I get? Should I get alpaca? Should I get mauve? Should I get this, this, this? And they list off 5 of the same switch, and then you have to explain the difference to them. And they go, oh, you say alpacas and mauves are the same, but I went and bought these other ones that were the special group buy that was in this green color, and I hate the spring weight. And I'm like, well, now you have to get springs. It becomes a little bit more difficult when you're trying to explain to someone the differences in these switches when there aren't differences.
Yeah. Well, and I think the other piece that's difficult is that because there is no like baseline for JWK, right? You know, like when you're looking at Cherry, you're looking at Gatoron, you know that reds, blacks, yellows, you know, silvers, those are all going to be a specific weight, right? You know that weight. There's no baseline for JWK. So unless you're like looking at the spring weights, it's confusing because they're all the same switch with different springs in them, which is cool and that's fine. But it's like, you don't need it. This has olive green switches in it. It does not look good when you take a cap off. Do I take caps off ever? If I'm switching them to a different set, then yeah. But like, you would never know that those are that. Like, only I know without taking the caps off. Only I would know that it is green. like, like you don't need it. Like, I get it. If you want it, that's fine. If you're willing to pay more for it, that's fine. But we need a baseline for the switches that are readily available. And I know we have a lot of them over at Novel Keys, but I think there's a lot of like unnecessary arguments that happen about JWK switches in Discords, on Reddit, where people are like arguing about stuff and they're like, yeah, this one's better than this one. And it's like, it's the same thing.
Yeah.
Like, why are you upset?
So moving away from those switches, something else that I wouldn't mind, like people said at first, like gatekeep, that's gatekeeping.
That's here to stay.
Assholes in the hobby, that's here to stay. Let's try and keep it to a minimum. We had some very rough language in our stream last week that I was not too thrilled about, and I know Cyrus was not too thrilled about. So let's maybe try and improve on that and be nicer to people. That should just be something that we should all try and work on, is being nicer to people. But other things I want to see go away. I'm done with Mizu. I'm done with Olivia. Let's stop. We don't need the round. I'm done. We've got Burgundies out of the way. Let's move on. I want to get excited about something new. I'm okay with round 2s, right? Round 2s are fine, especially if the set underperformed the first time. Like Delta. Delta's kind of the perfect set for this, right? Delta did pretty poorly.
It had to be bought out.
And had to be bought out. And that's something where it's like, you're the perfect candidate for that next set. But I feel like we're just running some of these things into the ground. And I'm like, I want to see new things because more and more stuff, more and more stuff, more options is always nicer. I think we saw Mizu run into the ground last year. So it's I'm not once again, I'm not saying that I hate these sets. Mizu is one of my favorite sets of all time. But I think that I feel like it's like we're holding on to stuff, right? We're just holding on. We're just re-releasing the same stuff. It's like when Hyperfuse got ran 18 million different ways. I was like, okay, let's.
I think it's because it's one of those things, the nature of the hobby, right? You're always gonna have new people coming in that are like, man, I really want Mizu. I really want Olivia, right? And so it's like financially like viable and smart for exactly what I just said, of like capitalizing on the popularity of those sets. But at the same time, as someone that's been in the hobby since round one for these sets, you're like, all right, you're while there's a bunch of sets running every month, you're taking up the slots of these of GMK that could go to like someone's new project that could be the next Mizu, could be the next Olivia. Um, you know, I want to see a bunch more people get opportunities to get their babies, their creations, um, made into life. You said early on this year that 2020 would be the year of the rerun. I don't. I think you were correct some in some form or fashion. Definitely more reruns, but there's a ton of sets just running in general.
Mhm.
But I would love to see uh, more less reruns, more new idea sets that have a lot of potential. Um, Another thing I want to
Yeah,
see go away: people getting upset about GMK color matching. Like,
I've been in some of the discords I'm in. I've been like mega over exaggerating, just saying every single set looks nothing like the renders because it's getting annoying. We've that I'd love to see that the just amount of panic of like it doesn't match at 110% perfectly. It's like you're in a hobby that like no other hobby. If you don't like it, you can literally make money off of your purchase. Like let's take a deep breath. So yeah, I think that you definitely raise a great point there. And then just so we can kind of keep on moving, the last thing I'll say is stop fucking taking out your anger on vendors.
oh, fuck yeah, dude.
Stop
And
taking your anger out on fucking vendors.
even more so, designers who have nothing to do with the run of the product. Like when Lang was getting shit for how awful Finicky Grain was, it's like it has nothing to do with him. Like he has no bearing on that, right? Like yeah, he'll just say, "Okay, I I'll do the same thing you just did to me and I'll message or send an email to the key company," right? Like it's one of those things. It just makes them feel like crap when and they already are upset because their product is not coming out well.
Yeah,
But yeah, sorry I
they
butted
don't need
into
that
you.
no, you're good, dude. They don't need that constant reminder that shit's going wrong. So it's just yeah, and you know what Exo Squid said, the fact that he actually has to be said, it hurts. It literally it pains me. We wanted to have Upas on the show, but it happened to be when he was scheduled was like a few days after the Satisfaction 75 run. And he literally was like, I don't want to be on because I don't want to deal with it. And I'm like, that makes sense. Being mad at Lang should be an instant ban. Don't worry, it will be. But no, like the fact that we have to worry about people coming on the show and not feeling safe from verbal abuse. Like Osiris and I can take it, right? We put ourselves out 2-3 times a week. You sign up for that when you're a streamer. like that should be a part of the like. I completely understand that I'm probably going to get harassed at some point, and we get it very lightly compared to other people. But the fact that we bring people on the stream and people have to potentially be worried about verbal harassment on there, I'm like, do better, guys. We can be better.
Yeah. And MJ Game 6, I get what you're saying. You know, ignore the people, but where you have to start caring about what is happening and people are getting mad is when it gets to the point of death threats and like full on shaming campaigns through the internet, which on a website like Reddit pick up steam like crazy because it just gets shot to the top of the subreddit and it stays there because people keep commenting, people keep, you know, venting their frustrations, and then it just stacks on top of each other. And then eventually you've got a whole community of people who have no idea about what the actual situation was that are just reading the comments that are upset and mad and are now also mad at a vendor when they really don't know any of the situation or what happened at all.
Yeah.
It's like super toxic.
There's a difference between being mad about something. Like, I'm pissed off that SA Godspeed hasn't gotten here yet, but I'm not going to drop and sending them angry emails every single day and telling them I'm going to kill myself because I didn't get this product, or that they should and have harm inflicted upon them because they didn't get what they want. That you can be pissed off all you want. You can vent at other people. It's when you start taking your aggression out on other people, or it's like, now you're taking it too far.
Yeah.
People can be mad, but there's a way to be mad, and being angry at that person and taking out that anger that's where you cross the line.
Yeah. Bubblehead Brett says it perfect. The problem isn't people voicing their opinion on something. It's the people who take it too far that suck. And that's 100% true. That's exactly what you were just getting at, is that I'm tired of people going too far. I'm tired of people being upset at Mike saying that they're going to kill themselves because they didn't get an NK65 entry edition.
Yeah.
Right? Or threatening his life or threatening his business. Like we are so lucky that in this community, these vendors care about the products that they're releasing and care about the success of this community and the future of this community in a way that's kind of unprecedented in other communities, right? Nike doesn't give a rat's ass about you. They're not going to put measures in place to make sure that you have a better chance of getting a pair of sneakers, right? They don't care, right? You're
can't
just a
reach
number.
the CEO of Nike. You're never going to be able to.
Upas and Mike and Garrett and 159 are all good people who really want to see this community grow, and they want to be people who help shift it into something that can grow and keep the community aspect that we've had over the past couple of years. Like,
yeah, I mean, if I had people emailing me or Discord messaging me or messaging me every single day, as saying like, you should die, kill yourself every single day, I probably wouldn't do this anymore. I'd be like, no, I'm done. I'm done dealing with this. I don't need this in my life. So, because you don't need to bring that. Anyway, let's move back to some positivity. We've got our salt out. We've got our spice out. Let's get some
salt going back in the drawer.
Let's get some cheese. Let's cool off that spice. Let's get some cheese and beans and dairy. And Nick's Clicks, thank you for the 3 months at tier 1. Hell yeah. So the next question on this list is, what do you want to see with caps in 2021?
Can I be selfish with this?
Absolutely. You can.
Yeah, this is our list. Like, yeah,
you definitely own 50% of this stream. So you can say whatever the fuck you want. What if someone's lactose intolerant? Okay, well, let's get the almond milk out, or the coconut milk, or the rice milk, or the oat milk. So we just cover all of our allergy bases.
Dude, mozzarella on honey with honey and cinnamon on toast is surprising. That sounds amazing, Jax. Also, hi Jax, how you doing? Um, what I want to see caps wise in 2021, I want to like actually like finish the set that I want to make and actually like get it into some form of a product that can be presented to the world. That's personally what I would like to have happen, and that's 100% something that I have to do completely and has no bearing on the rest of the community. As far as the rest of the community, I'd like to see um, a people get a little, maybe I guess like a little bit more creative with the way they approach things. Really would love one thing. I'm a little salt. Sorry,
That's okay. A little salt, but
a
that's
little
fine.
salt. Just so like
Just like you had an extra salty bite, and now you gotta
yeah,
eat something.
like
Yeah, I get it.
this is like a little packet, not quite the shaker that you had.
Yeah,
Infinity get better.
yeah.
Just that,
Oh,
just a little.
hands down. You don't apologize for shit talking and finicky. And finicky, get your shit together.
But yeah,
um,
and
yeah,
that
that's
and get them a little more creative. I want to see more sets like Sumi, more things that are doing different sub legends, not just be anime. Like this is my favorite anime character. Here's a set that's based off that. Like that's cool and all, but let's move forward.
yeah. I want to see. I want to see more like small kit, like add-on kits. Right? We have Dolch. We've got Moto. We've got Moto Light. We've got Minimal. We've got black, white on black. We've got all these. Let's get some accent sets. Let's get some accent sets out there. Like kind of what with Essentials. I think that's what it's called, GMK Essentials. They had all those different colors. Let's get some accent sets. I just want like 5 different colors in an accent set, like the Fro, the arrow keys, enter, spacebar. Let's get some accent sets. I think that'd be great. My selfish one, I would love SA camping to run, even though I just shit talked about let's see some new shit. SA camping would be great. I know it's never going to, but like that's my selfish thing. And I want to see more sets like Bingsu and Mizu and Terra, and I know there's one big one I'm forgetting that I really like. But basically sets where alphas are not white or not black or not gray.
Like lighter alpha, darker mod, but like they're
Yeah.
the same color,
Like
but like
pick
different
3 color or
shades.
2 colors and a dark and a light.
Yeah.
And do that. I'd love to see something with red. I'd love to see something with like a purple, but like Bingsu's a lot more of like a maroony purple. Like I'd love to see. I think was it Frost Witch kind of, maybe, I don't remember, but I'd love to see those kind of where it just makes to me it makes it more fun. Whenever and then also some more of the sets like Sumi where it's darker alphas, lighter mods. I like that aesthetic.
Dude, I just thought of a way to come up with brand new keycap sets exactly like Bingsu and Mizu. Dude, just go to like Lowe's or like Home Depot, and they have those big
Just
paint
get the
chips,
color card.
and they cut a color card, and just pick one at the bottom, and then pick one that's lighter at the top, and then find an accent color that works, and then boom, you got a new set.
And do what Bingsu and Mizu did. Just pick white. Just pick white. Like, your alphas are good. Your alpha legends are going to be white. Just pick white. Boom. There it is. Done. Sold. 1,000 kits. Easy. That's what I'd love to see. So, and then those boxes are dope. I'd love to see more companies, more vendors do those boxes that Switch Mod has. Because I think that would look really cool, like on a shelf. It's probably pretty big, but that'd be a cool way kind of stack them up.
Yeah. Also, Bubblehead Brett, thank you for the Prime Gaming sub for 4 months. It's like weird they have like, it's still like listed as Twitch Prime and Prime Gaming. Like, why not just like keep it as one thing?
Who knows?
So that's caps. What do you want to see in boards in 2021?
Honestly, I don't know. I want the Baka 70 to be a thing in my hands, but I'm going to have to wait until at least after Chinese New Year. I want the Squid 60 to be in other people's hands. I want With the Baca, it was 20 people, and while I told them like be critical, I want you to tell me what you like, what you don't like, and my friends were very nice. They were also like, with I think with friends, you're kind of more willing to look past any flaws. And while the Baca is not a perfect board, some people were able to kind of look past and go, well, I like you, so I like the board. As much as I would like to think that the 70 plus people that got this board like me, I'm sure that there are some that don't give a fuck about who I am and just said, "Oh, you made a cool board that I like, so I'm just going to order it." And I'm excited to get feedback on that, and I want that in people's hands. For your update, it has not moved in shipping. I have the shipping number, and just like when the Baca, it's just sitting there over.
Is it just getting scanned every day?
It's not getting scanned. It's through a different shipping company this time. It's not getting scanned every day, but it's also like the end of the year, so I'm not panicking.
Yeah. For those who don't know, what happened with the Baca is literally for like 2.5 weeks, every single day at like within an hour.
It was like between 9 and 10.
It would get scanned, and then it wouldn't move. It was like I don't know why it would have.
I think it was just sitting on a floor, and they were like they just had to do inventory, right?
Yeah. So. Board wise, I want to see obviously Bower Light. Talked about that. Evolve, Lodestone boards we talked about earlier. I want to see those run. I want to see them. Hopefully, if they run early enough, get delivered in the year. I don't know if that's 100% possible. As far as other things, I want to see. I guess it goes along the same lines as like caps. I want to see a little bit of creativity. We've started to see a little bit more with boards. I want to see people stop trying to just copy other brands, right? Like how many times this year did we have a board company like copy completely Rama or Keycult or both?
God, do you remember that company that was straight up 1-to-1 copy? They even did the board video. I can't remember what it was, like literally 1-to-1.
Dude, and then like I just want to see more cool stuff. I want to see bigger numbers. I want to see some in-stock stuff too. I would love to see like specifically Cannon Keys do more of the Brutal, Savage, Wrecked, Obliterated line. They've been doing some really cool stuff over the last couple months with that, and I want to see more of that. Hopefully they can continue to do that, and they can continue to scale up with those and eventually make it to where these, higher than KBD fans boards and quality are more readily available and somewhere where you can just pick it up and get it in a couple days rather than, oh, I gotta wait for that group buy to run. When is it running? I don't know. Okay, now it's running, and then now I gotta wait a year. So love to see more of that.
Yeah. So and lastly on our list, moving into 2021, what do you want to see from the community in 2021? I mean, we covered a lot of this. So we don't need to go back. Obviously, be nicer to each other.
Kindness. I would love to see meetups by the end of the year. Yeah. I think that would be sick. I don't think we will have I don't think it'll be quite safe enough to really plan giant meetups until maybe like the tail end of
like this time next year, basically.
Yeah. And I don't even think that would be smart from a former event planning standpoint of like logistically of all the things that could happen between now and then with COVID, considering that it could change and stuff. So hopefully we can see meetups. Hopefully we get back to the point where it's a little bit more more easy to do. And then I'd love to see more growth. Like I'd love to see the community continue to really grow and get bigger. I feel like we grew so much this year. Part of it due to COVID, people being at home, realizing, hey, I can have this hobby where I spend an insane amount of money on something that I type on that people usually get for free when they get their job. Um, I'd love to see more growth, and I'd love to see growth in a way that allows our community to continue.
For my sub gift.
Love for the community to continue in the same fashion that it is right now, and it has been over the last couple of years.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, what you said, I think, Osiris and I talked about this, and we set some goals at the beginning of this year that we would have loved to hit. We didn't exactly hit them all. I think, a lot of the stuff is that life does get in the way. But what we were talking about is, there was for a short spell there, I don't think either of us were really enjoying it. And we sat down and we were like, we need to figure out how to make this better, how to make this like we can bend over backwards for people, but if we're not enjoying it, then we're not going to want to do it. And you don't want people are going to know when you're just like, I mean, there are definitely streams where people are, you just go in, you're like, man, I just don't feel like streaming today. Like those are just going to happen. But, did we hit every single goal? No. But do we enjoy it a lot more now due to the changes we've made? Absolutely. I think it's become way more fun again. For a while there, we were putting so much pressure on ourselves to do this and do this and do this and do this. And it's kind of like, well, why don't we focus on what's just in front of us? And I think people kind of caught on to that because honestly, you can literally go back and you can look at our small dip and then the frustration. And then we were like, you know what, fuck it. Just fuck it. Let's just do this. And then it goes back up because people, if you're having a good time, people will also have a good time. So, I really appreciate everyone that's been here. Love the growth. I love that, we kind of see our regulars come through and then we'll see names that we haven't seen in a while. And so everyone that shows up, thank you. And, but what I would love is just this, honestly, keep on doing exactly what you're doing. I'm not, if you watch us once a week, if you can't watch us and you catch the VODs, which I'm sorry, the last week's VODs haven't gone up, but I forgot what day it was. You can always tell what day when I'm
on break. Chewy on break is Chewy that has no clue what time it is or what day it is.
I'm just walking through. I messaged Derek at like 12:45 last night. I'm just like moseying on through my day. Like I have no fucking clue what's going on, what day it is. I'm like sitting there. I'm like, I didn't do my Sunday thing because I didn't even know it was Sunday.
The only day that it is the very last day of break because you're like, oh fuck, I gotta go back to work tomorrow.
Yeah. Sorry about that. We'll get the VODs up. We might blast the Discord. I might do 2 a day for the next couple days. Thank you guys for coming, and we're never going to beg you guys to come watch. We just hope that we can make good content that you guys want to come watch and spend your time in. And I guess I would love to see more streamers. And the best thing that I've been told in recent times by Genly Bean is, we have 80 viewers right now. If Osiris and I were sitting at a table in front of 80 people, we'd be appalled that they're just sitting there listening to us talk. So thank you. Maybe those people in the crowd are playing games on their phone because that's how I watch Twitch. So I sit there and I play a video game and listen to it in the background. But I super appreciate everyone.
Yeah, absolutely. Same. Like this channel has been a huge crutch for me this year in terms of like mental health. And that's one thing that I'm really proud of the community for standing up about and being open about mental health. I know Alex Sotos, shout out to him. Thanks for the tier 1 for 8 months. Appreciate it. Him and Mentorly did a big mental health stream earlier this year, and they did a lot. And a lot of people were focused on helping out each other. I'm excited to see that, and I want to see more of that moving forward. And again, we love and appreciate each and every one of y'all that come and hang out and get involved in our Discord. Like, I was watching a video the other day of a larger streamer talking about how I'm not your friend, right? How we're here to entertain. We're at a point where we can be friends with y'all. Like we the people that we talk to and hang out with more often than not are people we met in keyboards, right? It's a
Yep.
unique situation, you know?
Yep. And you feel free to PM me, maybe not like at 3 a.m,
Yeah,
but
same.
like, we've had people who go, "Hey, I don't want to bother you or anything. I know you're busy." I'm like, "I'm not busy, dude." I played Cyberpunk for like 7 hours today. Also, Dombros, I apologize. I have your package. I'm going to be shipping it tomorrow. I apologize for not getting it out today. I'll be 100% honest. I was just really lazy and didn't want to leave the house today.
And you know what? That's okay.
So I was like, sometimes I got the packages out. Yeah. USPS right now in my area is terrible because I live in a very high density area.
Dude,
I live right next to, because I'm like just south of this super duper high density area that Osiris and I used to live in, where it's like literally just block to block apartments. And so they're just like, it's a joke right now. So I was like, I'm just gonna give it a day. 2:59 a.m. adding reminder to PM Chewy. You can do it right now while I'm on break. I don't give a shit. I'll probably be up. But yeah, thank you. And shout out to, she said something earlier. Jedi Types might be the wrong person I'm thinking of, but hello, Jedi Types. I like
I
your name
think-
because it's Star Wars themes.
I think
I was
it
thinking
is
of Jedi Junior.
I think she changed her name.
Jedi Types, if you're Jedi Junior, let me know. So anyway,
Octagon, thanks for the tier 1 for 2 months. Appreciate it.
hell yeah. Hell yeah. So real quick, let's give a shout out. Lol, it's me. I'm trying to that's fair. I mean, hey, I dig it. Jedi Types is going to be the next big streamer.
Ayo. Calling it now.
The
Is that
next-
your that's the premonition into
Jedi Types,
2021?
I've been talking to Jedi Types for a while. I'm taking zero credit. I don't want anything credit wise, anything, but I will bend over backwards to help get her. I've had brief conversations with her and she's got great stuff. She's got great ideas. And I'm like, whatever you need me to do to help get these ideas out into the public, like you just say my name and I'll fucking be there. Like that's very excited to see what comes from her. Dex on Mex. I love it.
Dude. Thok talk, baby.
Thok talk. Hell yeah, dude. Old school. So, but I guess that's like a thing because that's what Clack Fancy was going to be. Thok talk.
Is
And
it?
then
Remember, you were like, let's name it Thok talk, and I was like,
you're like,
sounds like we're talking about porn.
Tech Dex on Mex. I dig it. So new desk coming, streaming soon. Fuck yeah. Bottom talk. I love it. Let's give a quick shout out to our awesome sponsors. We got 3 days left on Dixie Mac for 8008 2. Soon to be OmniType. We'll be hearing more about that soon. So be sure to go grab that set. Switchmod.net/Mex on deck. 4% off your order. Doesn't work for group buys, but the group buy for GMK Muted 2 is coming very soon. So be sure to check that out. You can go to mexondeck.project.link. GMK Stealth running right now. Very, very cool board. Or cool keycap set, I should say. With lots of kits that just honestly, it just gets better the more kits you have to it. So be sure to grab that. And then canonkeys.com/Mex on deck. GMK Pink on Navy is great. They've got some really cool winter bunny mats that are really cool. And lots of switches and stuff on there. So be sure to check out Canon Keys. And next up, our awesome partners, Zap Cables, makes the best cables in the business. Cyrus and I both use Zap Cables, and they're fantastic. Typebeast, typebea.st, one of the best newsletters in the business. Go subscribe to that, get to reading. And last but not least, Smith Rune. Go to smithrune.com. They've got great apparel. They've also got top tier keyboards. I wore my Smith last week. It was pretty chilly, and I wore my Smith Rune sweatpants like every day.
I need to get some now that I can wear sweatpants to work. So
Mhm.
I need to snag some of those. But Chewy, I think we've got some unfinished business before we shut down Mechs on Deck for 2020, and that's keyboard of the year.
There's some stuff happening that we need to fix. So, what's at stake? Let me tell you what's at stake. Keyboard of the year. It's going to have a plaque, trophy, something. I don't know yet. It'll literally, we want to get it engraved with the winner on it. So it'll be kind of, we've got this cool little mom and pop trophy shop that I hope is still open. I don't know if it is. So if you win, not only do you get to say that your keyboard is the keyboard of the year, which I'm sorry, there are only 2 keyboards right now. Maybe like 3, because there's like a Geek Hack one. But you will be a keyboard of the year winner. You will be a part of a very, very small club of keyboard of the year winners. Not only that, for the year of 2021 at Omni Type, you will be able to pick a base kit and boom, that one's free. That one's up. That one's on us.
Free.
Boom.
No charge.
Boom.
Get
Second place, you're getting a custom cable from Zap Cables, which means you probably don't need another cable.
Ooh.
Probably don't need another cable.
Gift.
Third place, you get a Air 5. So lots at stake, guys. We started this back in late May. It was either late May, early June on stream. We were like, wouldn't it be cool if we just kind of like looked at keyboards and kind of went over them and just talked to them, maybe like do a competition. We had keyboard of the year when we at the very, very beginning, Mechs on Deck, and we shut that down because we just kind of lost interest in it. And then it got back up. It has been going on for 7 months. Almost every single week we've taken submissions. We've had winners. So tonight we're going to start with the 3rd and 4th. Do we have that?
Do
we have that?
I don't have
You
that.
don't have that?
I'm sorry. I only have the championship.
It's
I
all
know.
good
I was like,
because-
we should do the 3rd and 4th, and then I
you-
didn't do one.
It was the Uni 660 and the Wasabi.
Dude, I can totally build it real quick.
I mean, if you want to, but honestly, like to me, it doesn't matter because both of those boards are owned by the same person. Both submitted by the same person.
Oh, are they really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even realize that.
So,
Okay, cool.
DDD Klein, congratulations. You got 3rd and 4th place.
Oh, yeah.
So,
3rd and 4th
but
place. Congrats.
we're going to put this up. But I was contacted by someone personally, and they asked, as we are not revealing who either of these boards belong to, but I was contacted by someone who is not the owner of the board. They said, I made a video. And they would love if we played the video. So we're going to play the video. And then we're going into a 5-minute vote. So plenty of time. We have 89 viewers right now. I want to see at minimum 50 votes cast. Pause your Overwatch, pause your Fortnite, pause your Rocket League, pause Cyberpunk, all that stuff. I know you can pause Cyberpunk because I've been playing Cyberpunk.
I was gonna say you don't need to worry about pausing it because it's glitched and it'll just freeze. So, but yeah, are we ready for this video?
I'm ready for the video.
All right, I'm rolling it now. Prepare yourselves, chat. It's happening.
Alrighty, come on, guys. This is not a drill, okay? Let's get the Wazowski to become keyboard of the year. Listen up, y'all, okay? This is the one. This is the choice, okay? It's nice on the fingers. It's a little agile. We can do this, baby, all right? Come on, guys. Let's get it. 7, 8, oh, hey. Ha! Come on now. Get that keyboard in. That's what I'm talking, guys. We're going to bring it home. Keyboard of the year is coming. The Wazowski. It's because that was from Monsters Incorporated. Anyways, guys, Wazowski's the choice. Let's go, baby.
Oh man, that video is quite incredible. It's quite amazing. But I think it's time, Chewy.
We've started the poll. So, everyone, the poll is at the top of chat. So, you need to go to the top of chat. If you're on your phone, double tap the screen. It'll chat will kind of pop up on the right. Tap the top. Vote. Cast your vote. This is for all the marbles. Keyboard of the year. Is it going to be the underdog Wazowski 2319? Or is it going to be the sleek, the smooth as fuck looking, awesome Type K? The stealth bomber looking, just clean, monochromatic looking board that that board is fire. The Type K is fantastic.
Yeah, no. These are like they are complete inverses of each other, right? Wazowski. It's not like beautiful looking design. You know, it's basically somewhat of a meme, some would say. Versus something that's like very aesthetically pleasing. It fits the mold of what you would expect when you hear Keyboard of the Year. But is the Wazowski going to pull through and take the dub? Is it going to win?
And it's close. It's 28-26. Get your votes in now. We got a lot to vote. This is the most we've seen voted, so thank you. We hit my personal goal of 50. Get your votes in now.
I'm not gonna lie, I totally did log in on my phone and go to the stream and vote. So
hey, I mean,
I voted.
Mexon Deck account will not vote. But but overall, you know, guys, again, we said it before, 2020 has been such a great year. It's had lots of ups and downs for both of us, both in the keyboard world and personally. It's been a slugfest. I'll be honest. I know you. I mean, I know you don't have to tell me that it's been a slugfest, but
legitimately a roller coaster.
Yeah, I've had some very low lows and some very okay highs.
Some very subtle medium highs.
It's been a year, but with you guys, I mean, it's been so much fun. I get reminded all the time, you know, like we said, over the late summer, it was tough. Streaming was tough. Streaming became a chore, and hopefully, you know, moving forward, we love producing content for you guys, and we love talking to you guys. If you ever want to chat, we're here. I'm always fucking sitting around doing nothing anyways except playing video games or
same
work. So like we're here. Like if you ever want to reach out and chat, feel free to reach out and chat. But thank you guys.
Yeah, absolutely. In this unprecedented year that I cannot be more grateful to the people who click our stream, and watch and get involved within our Discord and hang out with us, talk with us. Like Chewy said, message us anytime you want. If you need something, just give us a shout. We'll see what we can do for you. You know, I enjoy answering people. Like people are like, oh, I got a dumb question. It's like, it's not a dumb question. Like whatever the question is, it's not dumb.
It's not dumb, and you're not wasting our time.
Yeah, like we put ourselves out there as streamers and doing this and putting our faces out here and putting our, like, in a sense, reputation on the line because we want to be there to answer those questions for people. We want people to have somewhere they can go and quickly ask a question and get an answer, because I know for both of us when we first started, it didn't feel like that was necessarily always the case. So, yeah.
This hobby has been a lifesaver during lockdown, and it's destroyed my wallet. Absolutely destroyed wallets. But I mean, I don't, especially with some of the close friends that I've gained recently. It's been unbelievable. But it looks, I don't want to call it yet, but it looks like There it is. The Wazowski 2319 is the winner. Let's get those air horns in chat. Get those Mex horns on chat. Congratulations, the Wazowski 2319.
Dude, the Wazowski
Keyboard of the
is
year.
it is the winner. I can't say that I am surprised by the final turnout. I think it was an early call by us when we first thought of doing this keyboard of the year thing. We were both like, watch the Wazowski win. And here we are a couple months later, and it did in fact win. So
Kanifi, congratulations on making a great recreating a great board. And to the type K. Listen, thank you to everyone who voted, because that's the most we've ever had someone vote. That was almost 80 votes. What was it? 30. Let me look at the results again. 36 to 31. Sorry, almost 70 votes. Like, that's crazy. That's crazy. 31, and on top of that, 31 votes for the Type K. That does not mean the Type K is worse. It's just both these boards are great. I'm very excited to type on the Type K. I definitely, when it comes to wanting to type on something, I'm sure the Type K is something that I would want to type on before the Wazowski. But needless to say, so we are not going to do Keyboard of the Week in January, because we're going to be planning for the whole year. There's going to be lots of different things going on throughout the year, as we will have 10 months of Keyboard of the Week from February to November, with doing this again in December. Next year, what we are also going to do, Osiris brought this up, we are going to do a bracket, and we will do a bracket challenge so that people who did not get into the Keyboard of the Year will also have a chance at winning some giveaways and stuff. So be sure stick around till this time next year. It'll be a fun time.
yeah, if obviously we gave away a free base kit for a 2021 set to the winner, the owner of the Wazowski 2319, and the owner of the Type K gets a free Zap cable. So if you want to win one of those prizes, be on the lookout for what will be happening with Keyboard of the Week next year. We are going to change it up. There's going to be some changes over here on Mex on Deck for next year. Keep it a little fresh. Keep it spicy. We haven't fully expressed it. I think over last week, I was like, do we want to do a change for things? And we were like, maybe, no, yes, maybe, yeah. So we're gonna freshen things up a little bit.
Do some change. Maybe it's time for some logos to die and change, move on. Maybe we move away. Maybe Chewy got the wrong color glasses. Who knows? 2021 could be a fun year.
Yeah.
Osiris. Yeah. So, but guys, thank you. Let me take a quick sec and see who is I Am Me, You Are You is streaming. And I always love watching I Am Me, You Are You stream.
Dude, fantastic guy.
Fantastic guy. So we're going to go stream I Am Me, You Are You. I'm going to try and wrap this up very fast. We're getting no stream tomorrow. Osiris will be building the Forever 65 by Drifting Bunnies Saturday. That'll be at 2 p.m. Central Time. And next week, and that will be the first of the new year. So thank you guys again for coming out. Congratulations to the Wazowski 2319.
Absolutely. We'll see you next year.
Bye, Switch Tester.